Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bo Warden and welcome to the February 2020 Genesis Models show. Got loads of stuff coming up in the show, but first off we'll have last month's competition, which was for, if you watched last month's show you would have seen this beauty just here. It's a big 1/32 scale Tornado GR1 Gulf War by Revell. After doing the usual random number generation program and counting down the thread, I came to PTEG 291. So congratulations PTEG 291, you are the winner of last month's competition, which, by the way, I did ask you guys to sort of go off and make a comment of basically saying, you know, what would you like to see from Genesis Models in 2020, and I must say loads and loads of comments, and it actually has been a really big help. And you know, I'm really grateful that you kind of give me all this feedback, because it allows me to steer Genesis Models in the direction that you guys want. So thank you for all them comments. I have taken them all on board. I've written them down and sort of put them on a bit of a to-do list for 2020, so hopefully you'll be seeing a lot of those kind of comments of what you'd like to see from Genesis Models in 2020. But let's move along to our next segment, which is kit release news, which sadly not many kits being released this month, but we'll crack on with it anyway. So here's kit release news. Hello there, welcome to the kit release news for February 2020. First up we have Edard with a Messerschmitt BF109G10. That's coming in at £27.80. We have an Airfix kit in 1/48 scale, which is a Hawker Hunter F4, brand new tool for 2020. That's coming in at £36.99. We got also an SU35S Flanker E. This is by Great Wall Hobbies in 1/48 scale, and it does cost a good £62.99. McDonnell Douglas FG1 Phantom RAF Airfix, that's in 1/72 scale, £24.99. Then we've got a little bit of armour here in 1/35 scale by AFV Club, which is a LVTH6A1 fire support vehicle. And sorry, but that is it for kit release news for February 2020. And so we come to some GB news. Basically, we started a brand spanking new GB, which is the Photo Perfect GB, which is all about basically taking a photo and building that in a scale model form. And it's nice to see that it's all nicely kicked off. You guys are building away in the build section, and I've seen some really sort of nice, interesting builds. One in particular was the Leopard 2 A7, which is a kit that I brought. I've just done an inbox review of it. You'll see that inbox review next week, and I strangely enough really am thinking about doing that as a step-by-step. So it's nice to see someone else building it as well, because it really does look like a really amazing kit if you want to do a little bit of armor. But again, that GB's just started. You've got months and months and months left to kind of sort of get started yourself, you know, get in on board and finish it. We've got, you know, kits of prizes and trophies and all that kind of good stuff. So definitely want to get in on or check it out on the Genesis Models forum. Also, the last GB that we did, we announced all the winners last month and everything, and I've just got the trophies in, so they're going to be shipped out next week, so you guys should start receiving those trophies for all of you guys who actually won. And talking about builds, here at Genesis Models, you know, we've been working on, you know, the Victory, the Enterprise, we've been working on the Tempest and everything, and may as well just go off and show you a couple of clips of, you know, where we've been getting with our builds. So moving along on how to put our warp nacelle decals on just here. As you can see, one big massive decal. It's going to be really sort of hard to actually do and deal with, but actually the way to go about it is actually kind of rather sort of simple. The way we're going to go about it is basically we've got to turn this big decal into a smaller decal. So getting out a blade, what we can do is sort of pick out areas in which we can see and feel would basically make this get this on camera a bit better. Make this basically smaller and easier to deal with, and then we basically put it together a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. So for instance, just here we do have this area. Now it is good to sort of orientate yourself with the decal and sort of know that, you know, there is a lot of like see-through decals with this. What you could sort of see, any of the white bits on here is actually see-through, you know, you're just seeing the paper, and it's actually all these sort of grey bits and everything that actually kind of make the pattern and everything. So what we can do is this part here, we could cut along here, and then we could cut up there. So if I'll just cut that and just show you. Now you've got to be careful because you don't want to be cutting on any of the coloured patterned areas. Right, you really want to be careful, especially with this bit I'm doing right now. Very careful cutting through that. This one isn't so bad because we've got quite a lot of So now that we're moving along with our 12-pounder guns and basically going from issue 1 and working our way back through all the stuff we've missed, here we are with the 12-pounders just here. Now what we want to do a bunch of prep work first. So we do have these sort of side walls here for our 12-pounder. Nice and simply, we can get a blade and just cut this off like so. Right, and that should be kind of nice. But what we've got, we do have a bit of sort of flash, as you can see there. So nicely getting out a sort of a sanding stick. I'm using like around about a medium and a fine sided sanding stick. You know, sanding sticks, really good place to get them. Any sort of online shop. I do like the Flurry Models brand, and they do really good sanding sticks, and probably use them a lot in this video. But we can nicely now sort of maybe go with the medium grit, and we can just sand that little bit of a tab off just there. Right, and once we can sort of feel that it's gone, right, we can actually sort of then sort of move to the fine. So we're basically, you know, working our way down the grits, right, to remove nasty things like this, and then we should end up with something like that. But what I want to do is I want to sort of enhance this a little bit more, because you can see these little lines running across here, which is basically sort of representing, you know, planks of wood being piled on top of each other and stuff, but we don't see them this side. So this is where I want to slight little bit of scratch building, so to speak. This little one just here is our little ailerons. We've got these nice little tabs sticking out, which, you know, okay, just sort of get it to nicely fit in there. As you can see, there's little holes for them, but you can't really position them. So what we're going to do is simply we will cut these off sort of nice and quickly. Maybe come in, tidy it up with a blade. Right, and instead of this being all sort of nice and flush, we can actually now have a bit of movement, a little bit of play, to maybe sort of have these looking like they're in a slightly different position, just to give our aircraft a little bit of life. So we can just sort of very nice tight fit in there. Let's get rid of that bit of plastic actually. There we go. Nice tight fit just in here. And then, hopefully, as you can see, it looks really sort of nice and slug, but we can give it a little bit of a turn or something like that, just to represent something going on there. I generally like to have one side a little bit up and the other side a little bit down, as you can see just there. So there's the build that's been going on. As a bit of a note, actually, the Enterprise, you're not up to this stage yet, but the Enterprise has had all of the deckling put on, which now that it's all on, admittedly it is looking cool. I have sort of grinded my teeth with these decals. They are some of the worst decals you could probably apply to a model, and then to wrap that around, as you can see, just wrapping decals all around the model just makes it a right nightmare, and definitely a highly unrecommended kit to go out and buy unless you really know what you're doing when it comes to decaling. But in saying that, once all the decals are on, I am kind of like, it does look really well detailed and it does look quite snazzy. I've still got to go off and do, this is the thing, because we've had lots and lots of decals, they crack and everything on this. We've basically got to go off and do a bit of paint work to repair basically all these cracks, as well as do a bunch of weathering to sort of blend in and feather in the cracks and everything with the decals and the problems we've had with the decals. So you know, I'm up to this stage. You should see this up to this stage this month, and hopefully you'll sort of we'll go into a bit more advanced decaling, where we actually kind of, as I've just said, we paint and we weather to sort of, you know, correct any mistakes that have happened with the decals. Well, I probably shouldn't say mistakes, more like defaults in how crap the decals are. But hopefully I'm looking forward to that one, because as I say, it was all about showing you how to sort out nasty decals in that form. Which now brings us to this month's competition for February 2020, which is going to be for this lovely little beauty just here. We have the Tornado F3 ADV. This is by Revell, and it is in 1/48 scale. Now for this month, our sort of a little comment that I want you to do to be in it to win it is basically going to be, I want to know what kits you are excited to build this year. So when you go off and you comment, either down YouTube below, or you go into the Genessis Models forum in the February 2020's competition section, and you want to be entered, all you got to do is make a comment, and you simply entered. And the comment is, what is it you're looking most forward to building this year? Could be absolutely anything. Could be something on your shelf that you're planning on building this year, or maybe you know that a manufacturer is bringing out a brand spanking new kit, i.e. Airfix and their new stuff that they're bringing out, some interesting stuff there. You know, whatever you want, what you're excited to build, and we'll just see what everyone wants to sort of build this year, and go from there. So that is all you got to do to comment to be in it to win it. And as always, next month I'll do the usual random number generation program, count down the fed, pick the winner, and then all you got to do is email me with your mailing address, and I'll get it shipped out to you free of charge. So that's this month's competition. So hopefully you're going to be in it to win it. But sadly, we have come to the end of the show, but I do hope that you're going to be enjoying Genessis Models this month, and getting in on GBs and on the forum and everything, and watching all the video builds that are going on in and around Genessis Models. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed. So until next time, my name's Bob Waldron, this is Genessis Models, and I'll catch you later.